Can't focus on me. Baby, can you focus?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl JJ and I'm back with another video. So y'all, I'm coming at y'all with another story time, but before we get into the story time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because y'all, we're basically at 15K. Let's just go ahead and just say we're there. But y'all, I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that. Like, I love y'all forever. So y'all, we're gonna jump right into this story time. I don't know what I'm gonna title it. I don't even know. I don't know. But y'all, just listen to this story, okay? It was just a lot going on. But yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. So y'all, back in the day, I used to go to Everest. I know. I wanted to be a medical assistant, so I signed up. Y'all, when I went to Everest, when I tell you I was so quiet in that class, like, I'm a quiet person, which is so crazy. Like, when I'm not familiar or I don't know nobody, I'm super quiet. Like, you wouldn't think that I'm a loud person at all, right? So I would just sit in class and I would stare. Like, that's my thing. I would stare at people, and I don't mean to do it, but it's just like I just study people. So I'm not just like this, like just staring at them, but I'm just kind of like looking, you know, scanning around, staring at who I'm staring at. If people having conversations, I'm listening. I don't care if I'm way over here. Yeah, I'm staring across the room because I'm listening to your conversation. So I wouldn't talk to people. I would just be in there. I really just wanted to get my little certificate and go. I wanted to learn everything as well too, but that was basically what I was on. I just always feel like when you try to make friends somewhere, it just never goes right. And I don't know if it's the same way with y'all, but for me, it's when I make friends, it's always something. Like, it's always something. So yeah, that's the type of mindset that I had, right? So one day I get to class late. If y'all know, I'm always late to something. So I'm getting to class late, and the way that they had Everest, you would have to like go through these doors, walk past the office, like go around and walk down this like kind of like long hallway. So I'm walking down a long hallway and I see a girl that's in the class as well. I would randomly kind of like look at her and she'll kind of like look back, and that'd be like pretty much it. So in this story time, we're just gonna call her Erica. I don't think I named nobody Erica. So yeah, we're gonna call her Erica. So I'm walking and Erica's walking too. So somehow we kind of like walking by each other, but like she's more so in front of me and I'm on the side and I'm kind of just like walking. So she turns and she's just like, "Oh, hey girl." And y'all, nobody said anything to me for real in class. Like, I want to say it was one girl that probably said something to me, but it was because we sat at the same table and we had to like give each other shots. So it's like, yeah, you're going to want to have a conversation with somebody that's about to stick a needle in your arm and draw your blood, right? So yeah. So I was just like, okay, like, oh my God, like, am I making a friend? Like, ooh. So I was just like, hey. But y'all, I'm so shy. So I probably was like, hey. Like, I probably looked scared. But yeah, so, and then I was shocked too. So we kind of like sparked up a little conversation. She was asking me, how do I like the class so far? And I'm just like, oh, I like the class. It's fun. Because I actually was having fun in the class, even though I was so quiet like a church mouse. So she was just like, oh, okay. Like, you be so quiet. Like, you don't ever say anything. And I was pretty much just telling her, like, yeah, I'm just pretty much here to get my certificate and learn everything that I need to learn. And that's pretty much it, you know? I didn't say it in a mean way. I said it like in a nice way because that's what it was. I just want to learn this shit and get up out of here, okay? So she's just like, oh, okay. We get to class. Get in there. She go sit down. I go sit down. The way our tables were, it was like four to five people at one desk. One desk. 4 to 5 people at one table. So my table was like here, and then her table was like across. So it wasn't super far, but it was like, you know, I could look at them and see everybody at their table. So that's how it was. So it was me and, you know, 3-4 other people at my table, and then at their table where the girl Erica was sitting, it was like she sat next to this older lady. And in this story time, I don't know what I'm gonna call this older lady. I'm gonna just call her we're gonna call her auntie, because she looked like she was like older than my mama. But yeah, so me and Erica, we could kind of like see each other. Like, if I look over like this, me and her is making eye contact. So is me and auntie. That's pretty much how our seating chart was, right? Ever since me and Erica had that little conversation, we would kind of say like hi and bye. She wouldn't really talk to me in class, but she would talk to me if we both were running late or after class, or whenever we seen each other, that's when she would have a conversation with me. I don't blame her for not talking to me in class, because y'all, I looked a hot mess. I wish I could find a picture, but this I wouldn't say bad, but I just wasn't, you know, it wasn't given, okay? But she wasn't cute either. Like she was not it either. But yeah. So she would never really say nothing to me in class. But like I said, we would see each other, say hi, bye, whatever. We really didn't have too many conversations, but that'd be that. So one day, class end, and I'm moving slow because y'all already knew Cash was gonna be super late picking me up. So I'm just like kind of like moving slow because I'm just like, damn, I hate waiting. That's one thing I hate. I hate waiting on people to come pick me up. It's like literally the worst thing ever that you could do to me is make me wait for so long. Like I literally be contemplating on how crazy I want to just spaz out or something. So yeah, I already knew that I had to wait. So as I'm packing up my stuff, everybody pretty much just leaving and finally make my way out the classroom and I'm walking down the hall. I get out the building and I'm standing outside. So as I'm standing outside, I'm just like sitting by a brick wall and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm calling Cash. Like, how long is it gonna take you? Like, can you hurry up? He's like, oh, I'm like 10 minutes away. Like, I'm driving as fast as I can. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm on my way. So I'm just sitting there just irritated. So I get to scrolling on Facebook, just looking on Facebook and stuff. So as I'm sitting there, I smell cigarettes. I looked, like I just looked over because I'm just like, just the wind of cigarette just like slapped me across the face. So I look over and I see Erica. So then Erica come over and she say something to me and she's just like, hey girl. And she's just like smoking her cigarette. I'm like, oh, hey. So she was just like, oh, like, you waiting on your ride? And I'm telling her, like, yeah, I'm waiting on my ride. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm waiting on the bus to come. And da-da-da-da. Like, she's just sitting there, like, talking to me, just, like, having a full-blown conversation. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, now she's talking a little bit more. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm waiting on my boyfriend to pick me up. And I'm telling her, like, he's running late. And we're just kind of, like, having a conversation. So in the midst of us just like talking and stuff, she's pretty much just telling me like, yeah, girl, you ready for labs? Like we about to have labs next week and then we're going to have to do this, and that. I can't remember what we was doing exactly in labs, but I just know that we had to go to labs and had to do something in labs. So I'm just like, yeah, oh my God, like I'm super nervous for whatever it was we was doing in labs. I'm like, I'm super nervous, but hopefully I'll do good. And she was just like, oh, girl, you got this. Don't even trip. Like, this class is not even that bad. It's pretty easy. And I'm just like, yeah. So she just steady just smoking on her cigarette, just talking to me. We just like really just like having a conversation. It didn't get awkward, it didn't get weird, and it didn't get quiet. Like, we were just like kind of going back and forth with the convo. So I'm like, oh my God, I might have a friend for real. Like, she might be cool. And like, this might be my little homegirl in class. Cash ended up calling me. He's like, oh, I'm pulling up. Like, I'm right around the corner. I'm pulling up. So I'm like, all right. Hang up the phone. So I'm like, oh, my boyfriend finally finna get here. And she's just like, oh, okay. Like it was really nothing. Like it was just like, oh, okay. So right when he pulled up, I get up, grab my little bag, and because they gave us a little rolling backpack. So I grab my little rolling backpack and I'm, about to turn to her. And I'm about to say, like, all right, bye, girl. So right when I turn, I see her just like staring in the car at Cash. Like, y'all, she's staring like as if that's her nigga. And I don't know, like, y'all, it was so weird the way she was staring inside the car. But she just like staring inside the car, like looking like that. So I'm like, all right, girl. I'm like, all right, bye. See you tomorrow in class. And she was just like, oh, okay. Like, all right, girl, see you tomorrow. So I get in the car with Cash and y'all, I'm like, I'm waiting until we drive off. But I'm like, Cash, you know her? And he was like, nah. I'm like, you sure? The way she was looking at the car, I'm like, she was looking up in here like she knew you. Like, you sure you don't know her? Cash was like talking to anybody on social media, okay? Like, he was doing the most. It's like I don't know how to explain it, y'all. Like, I really don't even know how to explain it. All I know is that Cash was just like wilding out. And I didn't, anytime I saw a girl, I kind of would just be thinking like, I don't know, but I'm just like thinking that. So he was just like, no, I don't know her. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, that's my friend. Like, I redirected the conversation. I didn't want him to think like I'm just some insecure bitch. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's my friend. I'm like, we always say hi and bye. But while I was waiting on you, she came out the cuts and we just was like having a whole little conversation. So he was like, oh, okay, like that's cool. I would tell him that I was super quiet in class. Like, I wouldn't talk to nobody and I'd just be in there. And he used to tell me, like, try to make some friends. Like, talk to somebody. Don't just be in class. Like, what if you need help? You know, like, don't just be in class not saying nothing to nobody. Like, say something. Because Cash knew how I was. Like, y'all, I swear, I would literally not say anything. I would be quiet as I don't know what. So, you know, he would say that to me. I'm just like pretty much telling him about my day, what I learned, what I did in class, because y'all, I was so excited, okay? I was super excited. And also, I would get some of the materials and take some of the stuff home because they would let us practice giving shots and stuff. Like, they'll give us a whole little kit. So the cotton, the alcohol swab, they'll give us a needle, they'll give us the little insulin to inject in somebody. I forgot what they said it was. It wasn't nothing bad, but I forgot what it was that we could inject people with in practice at home. So I'm just excited. I'm like, Cash, you gonna let me do some shots on you? He was like, nah, no, I'm not letting you do that to me. And y'all, I was just like, why not? Like, I have to practice. Like, you gotta let me do it. He was like, you better find somebody else to do that because you're not doing that on me. So we're just like laughing and stuff. Get home, and I ended up asking his little sister. I don't know why his little sister did not care about me giving her shots, but y'all, she would let me practice giving shots on her. And at this time, I promise you, that girl was only like 11 years old. So yeah, that's so crazy. Next day, I'm getting ready for school. I'm happy because I'm like, me and Erica didn't had a full-blown conversation. Like, now we're buddies. Like, can't nobody tell me nothing. Like, this is about to be my girl. I get in class and I'm sitting down. Everybody's having like a group conversation. We're going over the stuff that we had to study at home. We're going over the book. We're going over everything that we pretty much learned in the week. And we're just having like this big group conversation. Y'all know me. I'm staring. I'm staring at everybody. Anybody that's talking, I'm staring at them. I'm listening to the answer. I'm doing what people would do in class. So our teacher needed to step out for like a couple minutes to go grab something or do something. I can't really remember. And so when the teacher left out, everybody just started talking. Of course, just like in high school, you know, everybody just like having a little conversations. I'm just sitting there staring because my table was quiet. And that didn't even made the matters worse, y'all. My table was quiet as I don't know what, so nobody pretty much said anything. So I'm looking at Auntie and I'm looking at Erica because they're having like a full-blown conversation. So I'm just kind of like just staring at them. Like, not like, I don't know, maybe I know that I stare, but I'm just kind of like looking. Let's just say I'm looking. So I'm just kind of like looking at them and listening to their conversation because they talking loud enough for me to hear. So as I'm doing that, I see Auntie like look at me and like cut her eyes at me. So at first I'm thinking like, okay, maybe she just didn't mean, maybe she's like deep in her conversation. She didn't mean to like roll her eyes at me. So I'm like, okay. And I'm still staring at her because like, girl, I'm still going to stare. So I don't know. It just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. So then I kind of just was like, okay, like, let me stop staring at her because maybe she did do it on purpose. So I'm just like having a battle back and forth in my mind. So the teacher come back in class and then we pick up where we left off at. Everybody answering questions. I'm not raising my hand for nothing because I don't want to talk out loud, okay? I just want to sit here, listen to everybody, and stare at everybody and learn, okay? That's it. So as the teacher is asking us questions and going over whatever's in the book, I'm trying my best not to really stare at Auntie because I'm just like, okay, Auntie over there tripping. Like, girl, you old, like you're, and mind you, this was an older lady. She was an older lady. So I'm just like, what did I do wrong? Like, maybe I be staring too hard. So I'm thinking like, okay, let me chill out on the steering. Like, let me just calm down because like we're directly across from each other. So like sometimes if I just like look up, I'm gonna like automatically see her because I'm looking up. So I'm just like, okay, like maybe I just be staring a little bit too hard. Let me kind of chill out on the staring because I don't even like when people stare at me. So yeah, crazy, right? Crazy, right? So I was just like, okay, didn't think nothing of it, whatever. School let out. Cash picked me up. We're going to skip to the following week and we had to go to labs. So I get to school. I'm happy because I'm like, ooh, we're going to labs. Like, oh my God, like it's about to be so fun because y'all, medical assistant is actually intriguing when you want to learn more about the medical field. So I'm super excited to just like learn more, right? So get to school. The teacher did attendance. We headed to the labs. So I'm just like walking, happy as I don't know what, sucking on my thumb. Y'all, that was another thing. I used to suck my thumb. Yeah. And I know when I think back on it, it's just crazy because why was I so grown sucking on my thumb? But yeah. So I'm just walking, sucking on my thumb, super excited. No wonder why people used to look at me crazy as I don't know what. But yeah. I don't know. So we get to the labs. I remember I was sitting down in a chair, sucking on my thumb, looking around, right? And that's another thing. I probably was looking crazy. That's probably why Auntie was looking at me crazy as hell. Because more than likely, I was sucking my thumb, staring at her. She probably thought I was a psychopath. Yeah. So next to me was another chair, and it was a girl. And in this story time, she do need a name. Let's just call her Callie, right? So as I'm sitting there sucking on my thumb, minding my business, you know, just doing what I do best, I hear somebody say, now she knows she's too damn grown to be sucking on her thumb. Y'all, I was gagged, okay? I was completely gagged. Like, I literally couldn't say anything. Because I'm just like, I know this bitch didn't. Like, girl, what? I'm minding my business. How dare you? Like, girl, what the? Like, y'all, I was mad because, like, she really ate me up. Like, she really ate me the up. But, like, she said it in, like, a low tone, but they're next to me, so I hear her, but she's, like, saying it to her friends. So she like, yeah, she too damn grown to be sucking up. So she's doing like that, and I see her going like this. So when I heard her say, you know, have her, once I heard sucking on her, too damn grown, sucking on her thumb, I look up and I look over, right? So automatically I'm twisting up my brows and my face. My face is twisted up. So when she said that, I looked at her for a minute. Like, I just stared at her like mad for a minute. So once I was able to say something, because I was so in shock that the bitch even said that. Like, I was so shocked that she said that. And I was just like, the fuck, bitch? Like, because girl, who are you talking to? They just start laughing. Her and her friend just start laughing. Like, y'all, I promise y'all, they just started laughing. Like, laughing so hard, like as if I said a joke to them. I promise you. And I'm just sitting there now. I'm even more mad. Like, now I'm even more irritated. Because it's like, first of all, you ate me the fuck up in one sentence. And then you laughed in my face. Like, what did I do to you? I'm quiet in class. I don't even bother nobody. What did I do to you? So after that, I was just like irritated. And another reason why I was irritated is because she was pregnant. So it's not like I was going to do nothing. But yeah, of course, I was like, bitch, what? Like, girl, who? Who you talking to? So yeah, she was pregnant as hell. She was probably like 6 months pregnant. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, back then, it was not funny, y'all. I did not find it funny. But it's like now when I sit and talk about it, that shit was funny as hell. Like, it really was funny. Even though I still feel like she should have minded her business, because not everybody will take stuff lightly. Some people are really out here crazy, but it was funny. Honestly, I ain't even gonna lie, it was funny. So I'm still just like sitting there. I'm irritated. Like, I'm mean mugging. Now I'm mean mugging everybody, because anybody and everybody can get it. Now I'm mad, right? So I'm just like looking around, irritated, ready to leave labs, because I wanted to just like go freaking poke her eye or something. Once labs was over, we was able to go back to the classroom. So we get back to the classroom, and I'm just like, no, this bitch didn't. Like, I'm really, it's still playing in my mind. Like, why did that girl get at me like that? Like, and y'all, I just really couldn't understand. Like, I really did not get why the fuck she said that to me. Like, that was a bold one. Like, you was really bold to really just like say some shit like that to me. So Erica comes over to my table and she's talking to me. I forgot what she asked me, but she like asked me a question, and then after she asked the question, she ended up going to go sit down. So y'all, I'm like, oh my God, Erica done said something to me in class. Like, maybe she not embarrassing me, because y'all, I started to feel like she was embarrassing me. But what is so crazy is because I look better than her. So it's like, girl, what you embarrassing me for? I should be more so embarrassed of you. But I don't know why, but Erica just like had a whole bunch of friends at this damn school. So after she asked me that, I'm looking over at Auntie, y'all. And Auntie is mean mugging. Now I see Auntie is really mean mugging me. Like, the first little roll her eyes, like, maybe I didn't know if she was really rolling her eyes at me or not. But now I see Auntie is looking at me crazy as hell. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, is these bitches gay or something? Because what is she looking at me for? Like, girl, I ain't did nothing. Like, what? Like, everything is going through my mind. So I'm just like, what? Like, what the fuck is this bitch looking at? So y'all, I put my mean mug on, because no, I'm sorry, I cannot allow nobody to just look at me crazy and I don't look at them back crazy. So I'm looking at her like this. Like, I'm looking like, the fuck? So I'm doing shit like this. Like, fuck? Like, like, why everybody? Y'all, I really was feeling like, why everybody want drama with me today? Like, I ain't doing. I really feel like I be minding my business and somebody always fucking with me. So I'm just like, is going on today? Like, something must be in the air. So I'm just like, when is class gonna be over with? Like, I'm watching the clock, waiting for class to be up over with. Okay, so school let out, Cash was gonna be running late once a goddamn again, and I'm just like, bruh, all the time. This time it just so happened to be raining. So I'm irritated because I'm just like, I'm not trying to have to sit in the rain for this man. I don't know why he would do all these things that he would go do when he knew that I had to get picked up at a certain time. Sometimes, but what I will say though, sometimes they'll let us out, like say they let us out at 8:30. Sometimes they'll let us out at 9. So it'll be like a 30-minute difference sometimes. But I feel like when Cash was running late, it's because the nigga was doing other shit, okay? So, yeah. So I'm just like, damn, man, I'm not trying to have to sit and wait for this man again. So I'm irritated, y'all. Like, I'm so irritated, but I'm just like, what can I do? I can't do nothing about it. I'm not about to get on the bus or the bar. I'm not about to do none of that. I'm just going to sit here and wait for Cash to pick me up. So I get outside. I'm going towards my little area where the brick wall is at. And I see Erica sitting down smoking a cigarette. So I go and I stand kind of like not by her, but like in the same little area. I'm like, okay, she always saying something to me first, like, let me say something to her. So I'm just like, hey, girl, because I didn't know what to say. I was just like, hey, girl. And she was just like, oh, hey, Jay, because I went by Jay. So I always just would go by Jay or Misha, but I went by Jay at school. So she was just like, oh, hey, Jay, you waiting on your boyfriend? And I'm just like, girl, yeah. And she was like, oh, okay. And I see her just like scrolling on Facebook. So I'm just like, you know, it kind of got like a little quiet. She's smoking her cigarettes. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to say nothing to her. She in her zone, minding her business. Let me just chill. She's scrolling. She turned to me and she was just like, Jay, you got Facebook? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, okay. Like, what's your name? I give her my Facebook name. And she was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm about to add you. She add me. I go on my phone. I accept her friend request. We're friends on Facebook. I was like, okay, I'm not going to look at her page right now. I'm going to look at it later. We didn't really even get to have like a conversation like too much. I don't know. She kind of seemed like she was down. I don't know. But she just like smoking her cigarette, scrolling on Facebook. Cash ended up pulling up. I get in the car with him. I'm like, all right, bye, Erica, girl. She was like, all right, bye, girl. And we head home. Once we got home, y'all, I swear, once we got home, I'm like, yeah, let me go look at her page. Because I wanted to show Cash Auntie. I'm telling him, I'm like, I know she friends with Auntie. Like, I know she friends with Auntie. So I want to show you what she look like. I'm like, because this foolish ass should be looking at me crazy as hell. And she looked like she was about as old as Cash Mama. So I would tell Cash Mama about her too. And she's like, don't make me have to come up there. So yeah, I'm like, let me put a face. Let me show people like exactly what this girl looked like. Because that was another thing. She said that she was from where Cash Mama was from. So I'm like, yeah, she say she from woo. So I'm like, yeah, let me show you this lady because this lady be looking at me crazy as hell. So I'm telling Cash about how the lady was looking at me crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I really got to find her page so you can see her. I'm like, because this goofy lady be looking at me wild in class. So as I'm going to her Facebook, I'm looking, I see a rainbow in her bio. So I'm like, oh, I would have never thought she was a lesbian. So I was like, okay, she had lesbian in her bio. So I'm like, oh, y'all, it was so much of a shocker because I really wouldn't have thought none of this. Like, she didn't give, like, she was lesbian at all. She just seemed like, I don't know, like, whatever. So I'm just, like, looking at her pictures and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, she looked way better on I was going to say Instagram. She looked way better on Facebook than she do, like, in person because, I don't know, she was, like, doing a whole bunch of, like, little photo shoots. She'll have, like, rainbow little outfits on doing photo shoots. Like, y'all, she did so many photo shoots, and I'm like, wow. Sometimes she'll be in class looking raggedy as I don't know what, but on Facebook, oh, she looks good. Hair stay done. It be times when she be up in class with like them. Her hair would be looking crazy, okay, like crazy. So I'm like, oh, Cash, like what the hell? So I'm looking for Auntie. I can't find Auntie. So I'm like, damn, I can't find her. So I'm irritated, but I'm like, fuck, I can't find her. So as I'm just sitting on there, I ended up getting a message from Erica. She's like, oh, my birthday is coming up and I'm just planning like a small little get together, like a few people from class and like a few people I know, but like nothing too major, but I would like for you to come. So I'm like, okay, sounds good. Like, all right, I'll come. In my head, I agreed to do stuff. And in reality, I really don't have no plans on doing it no way. So I'm just like, I told Cash, I'm like, Erica invited me to a kickback at her house. She said it's going to be a few people from school and then like a few people that she know that's going to be there. So he was just like, oh, like, you want to go? And I told him, like, nah, I do not want to go. Like, I'm cool. I ain't going to that shit. No. The next following week, every single day I'm hearing Erica talk about her kickback. Like, she's just like, yeah, like it's just gonna be a chill little kickback, like not too many people, just like a handful of people. At this time, she was talking more to me in class. Like, we would have like little side conversations. She'll come up, come talk to me. She'll come help me. Like, she was doing like a lot more in class. So I'm like, okay, she's not being weird, or she's not talking to me in class. She's actually talking to me. Every time she's having a conversation with me though, I see Auntie looking at me crazy as I don't know what. Like, I swear, every time it never failed. And I never thought to ask her, like, girl, why is your little minion always staring at me? I just let it be. Like, I wasn't even tripping, because it would, to me, I feel like a person looking at me crazy, harmless as somebody walking up to me, putting their hands on me. So, I could take a little staring, because I'm a stare too, whatever. So, she's talking about her kickback, and she's asking me like, oh, you gonna come? You gonna come? Like, I need to know how many people's gonna come so I know how much stuff to have, how much food, how much this, how much that. So she was just like, girl, I want you to come. Like, you be too quiet in class. Like, you need to make other friends. And I feel like if you come to my kickback, like, it's gonna be fun. You get to, let your hair down. Maybe in class you don't feel comfortable because, like, it's a classroom setting. She was like, so I just really want you to come. So I'm just like, okay, girl, like, I'll come, because it didn't seem weird. She didn't come off weird, even though now when I think about it, it's like, why did you want me to come so bad? Think of it no kind of way. I'm just like, okay, like, she must really want me to come. Like, girl, you must be trying to fill up them seats at your house. But yeah, so I'm just like, okay, she just must want me to come. Not really thinking nothing of it, but she was right. I didn't have no friends, so yeah, maybe that was a way of me going to meet other people that's in the classroom and make friends. So I'm like, okay, girl, I'll come. So she's like, all right, cool. Like, oh, it's going to be so fun. So let's fast forward to the day of her kickback, right? So it's on a Saturday. I'm at home. I'm relaxing. I'm chilling. I'm just like, damn, I did agree to go to her kickback. I really don't want to go. Because, y'all, once I got to doing this and doing this, like, I wanted to just get in bed and watch Notorious. Because, y'all, I don't know why, but I would watch Notorious over and over and Cadillac Records over and over and over like a psychopath. But I used to like to watch the same movies over and over and over. I think those are like my comfort movies or something. I don't know. So yeah, once I got in my zone and I got comfortable, I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to just chill in the house. And I'm just like, damn, I did tell her I was gonna go. Like, let me just like get something together and just prepare myself to go. At this point, we had each other's number. She had asked me for my number. I gave her my number. So we were able to text back and forth. She ended up texting me and she was just like, hey girl, are you still coming? So I replied back and I'm like, yeah, I'm still coming. I'm actually about to get ready now and then I'm gonna head your way. So she was like, okay girl, like I'll see you in a few. I get up, get myself together and I'm like, Cash, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. He's like, okay, like you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just go and have some fun. And y'all, around this time, I didn't really hang out with nobody. So I had my friends from high school, but we was just all different schedules. So we didn't really hang out that much. So it was just like, you know what? I really do need a friend. Like, I for sure, like for real, because Cash will be gone with his friends and I'm just in the house. I'm getting ready. Basic. Y'all, I used to, I can go on and on and on about the way I used to look, but I just knew I was going to put like a little outfit together. Nothing too major, nothing too cute, whatever. I just wanted to go, get there. And I was just like, you know what? I'm only going to stay here for like an hour. That's my plan. Like, I'm staying here for an hour and then I'm leaving. So I get myself together. Me and Cash, we head there. I text her. I'm like, hey, girl, I'm on my way. I get there and I'm nervous, y'all. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I hate when it's like I have to walk into like people in a setting of, I don't know, like I get so much anxiety when I have to like walk in a room of people and then they have to stop and look at me. Cause I don't know, it's so weird. Like I got issues for real. But yeah, I'm just like, oh, like I'm nervous, y'all. I'm super nervous, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go, I'm gonna make the best of it, and that's that. I didn't smoke, I smoked, but I wasn't gonna smoke with nobody because I just didn't trust people. I only like to smoke at home in the comfort of my home, so I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do any of this with them, and I didn't drink at this time, so it really was just like me going to just kind of like stare at people, honestly. No, I'm just kidding. But it was just like me to just go and kind of just like socialize a little bit. I ended up texting her. She didn't answer the text, so I ended up calling her. So she answered the call, and I'm just like, hey, girl, I'm here. She's like, okay, I'm going to come meet you outside. So she come out. I'm like, all right, Cash. I give him a hug and a kiss, and I'm like, I'm only staying for an hour, so I'm going to call you in exactly an hour. So stay by your phone and don't go nowhere because when I'm ready to leave, I'm going to be ready to leave. So he was like, all right, I'm just going to go home. I'm just going to chill. So I'm like, okay. I get out the car. I greet her, and I'm just like, hey, girl, like, hey, Erica. And she's like, hey, girl, like, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. How are you? She's like, good. She's like, a few people is here. And y'all, I wasn't on time. I'm never on time. So I was like a little late. Like, say it started at 6. I got there for sure like at 7:30. Cause yeah, y'all know me, I'm always late. So we get through the door and everybody, music is not loud. It's like a little bit of music playing. Some people eating, some people drinking. I see some people smoking. It's not too many people. I want to say it's probably like 5 people there. So I'm like, okay, yeah, she didn't really invite too many people. Like, that's cool. Like, that's the type of kickback I like. Even though I didn't really like kickbacks, but I like something where it's like a calm setting, like not the music all blasting and everybody just, like, it's about 20, 30 people in here. I don't like that. So yeah, it's about like 5 people in there. So I get in there and she's just like, oh, everybody, like, this is Jay. And then, I'm just like, hi. And everybody was like, oh, what's up, Jay? Hi, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, So she's like, okay, girl, like, you smoke, you drink. I'm like, oh, I smoked already. I smoked before I got here. So she's like, okay, like, if you want to smoke again, like, let me know. She's like, we got drinks, we got food, we got all this. Like, she's pretty much telling me where everything's at. We're pretty much just like having a little dry conversation talking, right? I'm like, okay. So she's like, oh, I'm about to go make a drink and like I'll be right back. You can go make yourself comfortable on the couch or you can sit over here or whatever you want to do. I'm just like looking around and stuff. Auntie is there, like 2 more other people from class is there. So I went by the 2 people that I have never seen in my life because they were actually sitting at the couch and they were smoking. So I'm like, okay, I can kind of like sit off to the side right there by them. That way I'm not trying to look for a seat at the table when it clearly looked like everybody is taking up the seats at the table. So I sit down and I'm just like pretty much just like, looking around and stuff. Auntie did say hi to me, but it was just like a hi type like that, but I'm like, okay, whatever, it's progress because normally she look at me crazy as hell. So I'm just like sitting there and I'm trying not to pull out my phone and go on Facebook, but y'all, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go on Facebook. So I'm just sitting there scrolling on Facebook, doing what I'm doing on my phone. They're smoking and stuff and they just like, oh, like, you want to hit the blunt? And I was just like, no, like, I'm cool. I'm good. I just didn't want to smoke after nobody. Like, I never was comfortable with doing that. So I was just like, no, I'm good. Plus I had a ex-boyfriend who had hit a lace. So yeah, that was, I was cool. I was good. So they're just like smoking and stuff and they start playing like different music and I ended up getting up, walking over, seeing that the type of food and the drinks that they had. I ended up grabbing me like a little soda. So I ended up sitting back down, drinking on my little soda. I'm vibing. I'm singing the songs because I'm not boring. I'm not super boring. I'm singing the songs and stuff. And the people that were sitting there smoking, they ended up having like a little conversation. And then they asked me a question. I was like, oh, and I started talking to them. I want to say we was talking for about like a good 10 minutes. Everybody just like chilling, like, y'all, I'm having fun. I'm just like, oh, this is cool. Like, this is actually fun. Like, I'm happy. Whenever Auntie was having a conversation, she was leaving me out of her conversation. When I said something, she'll try to like make a smart little remark. But it wasn't like nothing too deep, but it was just like, okay, I peep her trying to be funny every time I say something. Like, like it was just like kind of like weird as hell. Everybody else would be feeling what I'm saying, but it's like as soon as I said something, like, Auntie would be like weird, or she'll do this, or she'll turn her head, or she'll act like she don't hear me or something, like, like trying to make it seem like she didn't care like what I had to say whenever I said anything. But it's like, girl, you already said hi to me. Like, I saw you wave and do that little fake little hi. So what is the problem? I really didn't understand the problem with me and Auntie, but Auntie was not fucking with me. She just was not feeling me at all. So I'm looking around and I don't see Erica and I don't see Auntie. Like, they're gone. So I'm like, okay, where the hell they go? But still just minding my business. About like 10 minutes go by. I was in my phone, like looking down, scrolling on Facebook. So when I look up, I see Erica and I'm like, oh, there she go. So she ended up walking out the door and she comes back in with Callie. And as soon as I see Callie, I'm like, what the fuck is this damn pregnant girl here? What is she doing here? Like, girl, you're pregnant. But I'm like, okay, well, I'm sitting here not smoking and drinking. So of course she probably gonna be sitting here not smoking and drinking. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I see her and then, Erica, she was like, this is Callie. And everybody was just like, hi, Callie. I'm just like this. I'm sitting there like this at this point, and I'm just looking at her like, bitch, I ain't saying hi to you. You got me fucked up. Like, I'm not saying nothing to you. It's like looking. And so she notices me, and then she just like kind of like smiles at me, and then continue just like talking to everybody and like having a conversation. So I'm just like, oh, why this chair? In that moment, I'm like, okay, is this Erica trying to like, is she trying to be messy or something? Like, what's going on? Like, why would she invite her? Like, she doing here? And she pregnant. Like, girl, why you at a kickback in the first place? You know? She goes over, makes her a plate, get her a drink, and she was pretty familiar with this place because she went in the kitchen, warmed up her food, all that. So I'm like, okay, like they must be close friends because she comfortable as I don't know what. So y'all, at that point, I was ready to go. Like, I wanted to leave. I did not want to be there no more because that girl irritated me so bad, and she was pregnant, so it's not like I could press her like, yeah, so woo, woo, woo. You know, like I couldn't really say much. While I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, yeah, I'm about to call Cash to come get me. She ended up coming to sit literally right in the same area that I was sitting in with the other two people that was sitting over there smoking. By now, they ain't smoking no more. But yeah, so she come and she sits down and she's just like, oh, woo, woo. And she's just like sparking a conversation with them. So at this point, like I look at her because I want her to know like, yeah, bitch, yeah. So I look at her and we kind of like lock eyes. And then like I turn my head and I'm like about to text Cash, right? So she was just like, what's your name? And y'all, I promise you, I really wanted to be like, bitch, you know my name. Like, I really wanted to spaz out. Like, girl, you know who I am. And I just was like, I took a minute to say something. So I just kind of like looked at her and I was like, Jay. So I'm looking like that, right? And I'm talking like that. And she was just like, oh, okay, Jay. So, yeah, I wouldn't have expected you to be here. And I'm like, right, same. Like, cause girl, what? What do you mean? Like, it's just something about somebody like trying to say like little smart stuff to me or like trying to talk to me slick. Like I'm so fast with it too. Like I'm on my feet. Like I'm quick on my feet when somebody's trying to say something to me. But like, I don't know, like her vibe wasn't really giving that. But of course, if I already have like a little bit of animosity towards you and I feel like you having like a weird conversation or if you just talking to me, period, I probably do think you being weird. So yeah, she was just like, oh, okay. And she just like started talking to me. Like we just kind of like started talking. And at first I was just like listening to her and I wasn't saying much back to her. But I'm like, okay, she's trying to be cool. So she was just like, girl, we was just playing with you that day. Like, she just randomly just said it. She was like, we was just playing with you that day. Like, don't take no harm to it. Like, that's just how we play and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, girl, you had me mad. Like, I was mad as hell. I was like, to the point where I was like, yeah, when she dropped that baby, I'm going to need that. And she started laughing. I was like, girl, yeah. So we both just like kind of like started laughing. I don't know how we just started being cool. Like, we just started talking. And we was talking like for a minute. Like, we sat there and was like having a conversation for like 20 whole minutes. So yeah, she started rubbing her stomach and I'm like, oh, like how far along are you? Because y'all, if you know me, I love babies and I love pregnant bellies. Like I'm so obsessed. She was like, oh, like I'm almost 7 months. I'm telling her like, oh, okay, like that's cool. Like, what do you be craving? Like, y'all, she wasn't giving weird, none of that. Like, she was actually giving really, really cool. And I'm like, wow, I thought this was a weird bitch. Like, I really thought she was a weirdo. So she was just like, girl, who do your hair? And I told her, I'm like, I do my own hair. She was like, for real? I'm like, yeah. She was like, oh my God, like I need you to do my hair for my baby shower. Like, how much do you charge? So I'm like, oh, I only charge $60. So she was like, for real, like for a sew-in? I'm like, yeah, I only charge 60. So she was like, girl, yes, like my baby shower is on this day. Like, do you think you really could do my hair? Because I don't have nobody to do my hair. Like, but I really want you to do it. Like, I like your hair. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm for sure going to do it. There's money on the floor. Like, yes, I'm going to do your hair. So she was like, you do makeup too? I'm like, yep, I do that. I do all that. So she was like, for real? She was like, okay, yeah, I want you to do my hair and my makeup for my baby shower. Like, that'd be cool. Like, how much do you charge for the makeup? I'm like, honestly, you could just add a 20 onto that 60 and then we got a deal right there. So she was like, okay, cool. Like, oh, like, I'm so excited. She's like, okay, like, what's your number? So I ended up giving her my number and she's like, okay, I'm about to text you, lock me in. She ended up texting me. I saved her number. I ended up texting Cash and I was like, yeah, come get me. Even though I was having fun, y'all, my social battery was dying. Like, I just didn't want to be there no more. Like, I wanted to go home. I wanted to chill with my man and I wanted to smoke. So we're still just like having this a little conversation. Erica ended up coming over there. She's like having a conversation with us too. And I'm letting her know like, oh, like my boyfriend's gonna be on his way. And she's just like, no, girl, like you leaving. Oh my God, like no, like I wanted you to stay. I'm just like, no, like I'm not. If I don't have him come get me now, I'm not gonna have no ride. So she was like, okay, like I get it, like I understand. So yeah, everybody just kicking back. Cash ended up calling me. He was outside. So I'm just like, okay, all right, Erica, girl, I gotta go. My man is outside. I will see you later. And I ended up telling Kelly, like, all right, bye, Kelly. Tell everybody, bye. I ended up leaving. I get in the car and Cash is like, how was it? I'm like, it was cool. It wasn't that bad. I'm like, it actually was cool. I'm like, remember that one bitch I told you about, the pregnant one that had made that smart remark when I was sucking my thumb? He was like, yeah. I was like, me and her cool now. And we actually cool. I'm like, we had a whole little conversation. I said, and she did bring up the fact that she did say some weird shit to me. And, you know, we kind of just like started having a whole conversation. I said, she wanted me to do her hair for her baby shower and her makeup. So he was like, okay, like, check you out. You making friends? I'm like, yeah, that was actually cool. I'm like, I need to actually get out more because that was fun. So we head home. School ended up being the next following week. Get there, cool. I'm talking to Callie. I'm talking to Erica. Like I got a little motion with friends now. So I got more than one friend now. One day in class, we had to pick partners, and at this time, Auntie was not there, and Erica ended up walking up on me asking me if I wanted to be her partner, and we had to draw blood this day. So I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. So we're just like doing our work, you know, going over what we had to do, getting our tools, getting everything that we needed. But we having everything together because everything had to be placed a certain kind of way. So that way when the teacher came by and saw everything, like we were doing everything correct. So we're just like going over the materials, going over our checklist, going over all those things, right? So Auntie ended up coming late that day. When she came, she had to just like go with somebody else and like be a part of that group because she didn't have no partner. So I see her vibe. Like, as soon as she walked in, I saw her because I was sitting down. So I kind of like saw her and I'm like, oh, she about to be mad because I got, you know, Erica. And she like Erica just like her just best friend. She can't do nothing without her. So when I noticed that, I was like, oh, she about to be mad. So I'm just like, oh, well, I don't care. Because the way she acted at that kickback, like, girl, I don't care. Auntie walk up on me and Erica and she asked Erica like, oh, how you doing? Like, what you doing? And so Erica was like, you know, like I'm getting all my materials ready so we can draw blood. So hopefully I can get a good grade. So she was just like, oh, okay. And like I could just tell the vibe was weird. So I'm like, okay, they must be beefing or something. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, girl, if you don't go up over there and do your work, like get out of our face. Like we're working right now. Like, get out of here. And so Erica was just like, girl, go over there so you can make sure you get a good grade on this test. Because we were being graded on how we drew the blood and stuff. So yeah, she was just like, girl, go over there so you can get you a good grade. I turned her back and then she ended up like starting a conversation with me. Like, oh, did you get woo? So I'm just sitting there like, okay, I could read the room. Like these just is beefing, okay? Because I don't know, the way she did that and the way she turned, I'm just like looking like, oh yeah, they beefing. So Auntie stood there for a minute, then she walked off. And I was just like, oh, okay. Besties ain't besties no more. Like it gotta be some beef going on or something. And the teacher ended up coming over there. We drew our blood. We both got good grades on it. We did great. I'm actually very great at drawing blood. And yeah, that was that on that day. But I was just like, okay, yeah, they must be beefing really, really hard because the way she acted, like y'all, she looked mad. Like she looked so mad. And I'm just like, girl, I don't want your friend. Like you're good. I'm not trying to steal your friend away from you. Like she really gave like jealous, I don't know, jealous auntie, jealous old big homegirl. Yeah, that's what it gave. Jealous big homegirl. Like, girl, I'm not trying to take your friend. Like, this is still gonna be your friend at the end of the day. Like, she's just my partner in this class. Like, you're good. Like, it's no reason for you to act like that. Like, you're good, sis. So me and Callie started getting really, really close. Like, y'all, when I say really, really close, we got close to the point where I found out that she lived literally like probably 5 minutes away from me. So she would catch the bus. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy. You was talking all that shit about me, but at least my man had a car to pick me up. But yeah, so she was catching a bus and stuff. So it was another time where it was raining and I was just like, oh girl, like you want my boyfriend to give you a ride? And she was just like, yeah, like that'd be cool. And we sat there and we waited for Cash to come. I told Cash, like, hey Cash, you think you can give her a ride, like right by where we live at? And he was just like, yeah, cool, like let her in. So yeah, we ended up giving her rides. And that was like literally my everyday type of homegirl. I would hang out with her, all that. One day I'm running late. I ended up running into Erica. So me and her kind of like walking slow because we didn't want to go to class and we already was running late. So we're walking side by side and we're kind of like having a little conversation, like talking. So I don't remember what I said to her, but all I know, she was just like, I eat your little sexy ass up. And y'all, when she said that, I was like, what the, like, girl, what? Like, I was shocked, y'all. I was so shocked because I did not expect her to say that to me because even though I did know that she was lesbian, she never ever, like, tried to come on to me or do anything weird or say anything weird. So that was, like, a shocker. So I'm just like, girl, what? Like, you know, like I did one of those because it was like, it caught me off guard. When I had said that, she was just like, girl, it's not that serious. It is not that serious. Like, you doing way too much. Don't play with me. And so I'm thinking she playing, but I'm like, okay, at the tone of her voice, she low-key not playing. And like, I just like looked at her like, what? And then we ended up walking in class. So I was so lost, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, girl, what is wrong with you? Like, what is going on? Like, is this on her period or something? Like, why are you trying to trip out on me because you said some weird shit to me? And I, you know, like I just laughed it off because she would be in class like being funny and stuff. So I didn't know if she was being funny or what was going on. Like, I really was lost. I promise I was so lost. I did not get what was going on, y'all. And it's crazy because it's not even that like she made like a sexual advantage towards me. It was just, she was not my type. Like, yeah, I had me a little girlfriend, little fake girlfriend, because y'all, I really tried to be gay. I really tried to be gay, y'all. I tried. And when I say I tried. So yeah. So it wasn't even that she said that, even though that was a shocker. She caught me off guard with that one. But it was just like, girl, no, you are not my type. Yeah, we get in class. I sit down and I look up and I just see Erica like looking at me like mad. Like, y'all, when I say she looking at me mad, like she's sitting there mad dogging the hell out of me like as if I did something crazy. So I'm like, okay, like, is she mad? Like that I laughed at what she said? Like, I didn't know. Like, was she mad? Because I was like, girl, what? Like, I didn't know exactly like what the vibe was. All I know is she was looking at me crazy as hell. So I'm like, okay, her and Auntie both don't like me. So I'm just like, okay, this is weird. So after that, y'all, when I tell you Erica was weird as hell towards me, like when I say weird, like she wouldn't say nothing to me. If I said something to her, she'll kind of like ignore me. So that was pretty much that. Like she just stopped talking to me. And I don't know, like maybe because I didn't accept her advantage or I don't know, but y'all, she was just like weird as I don't know what towards me. So one day I get a message from her off Facebook. The message said, I really wanted you, but you played in my face. And I'm just like, girl, what? So I responded back and I said that. I'm like, girl, what? What are you talking about? Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she was just like, girl, you flirted with me for weeks and you knew that I liked you and you would like flirt back like you liked me too. And then when I said something to you, like you reacted the way you reacted and it wasn't that serious. So y'all, I'm like, what the? Like, I'm like thinking to myself, like, is there something that I missed? Like, I've never dealt with somebody that was like, that act like this. Like, I've been around gay people. I've been around lesbians. I've been around bisexual. I've been around different type of people. And nobody's ever acted like this. So I was so lost and I was confused because I'm just like, I never gave her that impression, like, at all. And I know that we did have a conversation before about, like, you know, gay and bisexual. We did have, like, a conversation, but it was just like, I never told you that I wanted you, like, at all. I've never said that. I don't even think that I was flirting back with her. I just thought we was cool. I thought we was homegirls, not even gonna lie. So, yeah, we just, like, having a conversation back and forth, and she just like, yeah, this, and that, and she just, like, telling me all the stuff that she was telling me, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, girl, you are crazy as hell. Like, I really thought something was wrong with her after that conversation, because it's like, what? But yeah, y'all, that was pretty much that. She stopped talking to me and I ended up stopped going to the school actually. Like I stopped going there, so I didn't even finish the course of Everest. I stopped going. Remember how I told y'all that me and Callie ended up being really, really cool. So one day Callie ended up telling me like, girl, you know that Erica and Auntie be doing some things together. So I was just like, girl, what? Like, what? She was like, girl, I just found out. She was like, I didn't even know that. And me and Erica, like, we was cool. Like, we whatever. But, yeah, like, we was cool. We was friends. And I'm just like, what? And that's when I ended up telling her, like, what happened with me and Erica. I'm like, girl, yeah, she just started being weird. She said something to me that was freaky or whatever. And I kind of, like, turned her down. And she just started being weird as I don't know what to me. I'm like, but that's so crazy. I'm like, it makes so much sense as to why Auntie would be so weird towards me. I'm like, because her and Erica was doing something. I'm like, this whole time I thought she thought that I was trying to take her friend. I'm like, I was wrong. I was way off. Like, I thought I could read the room. I clearly can't read the room. Auntie and Erica was doing the do, okay? And it's just crazy because I'm like, Auntie looked very old. I don't know how old she was, but she looked old. Like, she really looked old, y'all. I swear she looked like an older woman. And it's like, Erica looked like she was probably like her early 20s. And Auntie looked old, I promise you. But yeah, they was smashing. And that's why Auntie did not like me. So yeah, when I was talking to Callie, Callie told me so much stuff. I'm like, what the? That's crazy. Because she was still going to the school. So she was telling me so much stuff. I'm like, oh my God, that is so crazy. But it was just like a whole bunch of mess, y'all. Like, just a whole bunch of freaky mess. Callie's baby shower ended up coming up. I ended up going there. I did her hair and her makeup. I took her a gift. You want to know what's so crazy? Me and Callie really was friends for so many years after that. Like, y'all, we were so it's just crazy how I met her there, didn't like her. We ended up being cool later on in life. Why she catered my baby shower with a freaking platter full of wings from Wingstop? Her and her dad worked at Wingstop, so yeah, for my baby shower. I don't know how we came about it, but she was just like, "Oh, girl, like I can get you some free wings for your baby shower. Like, just let me know and just let me know the day and just come pick up a platter." So yeah, y'all, my baby daddy ended up going to go pick up that platter, and it was like a big old platter of wings. And it's crazy because my baby daddy was cool with her dad that worked at this wing stop. It was y'all, it was just so crazy. But yeah, we ended up getting a platter of wings at my baby shower. My baby is addicted to Wingstop. Like, y'all, Kamaya loves Wingstop to the point where I was gonna make her a Wingstop cake because she wants Wingstop every day. She actually wants Wingstop today. But yeah, y'all, that's why I feel like I got PTSD when it come down to making friends, because you just never know when somebody on. Like, that was my first experience of somebody being on some freaky shit, and I thought she was my friend. But y'all, I swear, it's always something. I don't know what it is about me making friends. That's why it's crazy when people be trying to be my friends. I be scared because it's like, what you got up your sleeve? Like, what kind of weird shit you gonna try to pull? Because I promise you, the next person that play with me and I genuinely make you my friend, I'm gonna beat you up. That's just what it was down to. I'm not playing with nobody no more. I'm done. I'm gonna have to put hands and feet on you because I really be wanting some friends. Like, I really be thinking like, oh, I got me a friend. And then they be weird. It's the ending of this story time. I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, y'all.